We've reached the end of Loki. Was it better than WandaVision? Was it better than Falcon Winter Soldier? Let's find out. So all 6 episodes of Loki are now streaming on Disney+. When we last left off in episode 5, Loki and Sylvia were about to go into this castle-looking place after defeating Big Cloud Dragon dude. I forgot the name, I don't remember. And they're about to enter this castle place. And in this episode, they enter the castle place, and we find the Minute Lady thing. I forget what that's called too. The thing I'm really finding about with this show is I am forgetting a lot of things throughout it. I wasn't quite invested to the point that I remember all the characters and such, because there are weird character names and such in this show. It was kind of nerdy for me, is what I've really learned throughout it. Doesn't mean I didn't like it, there was a lot with this. This is, if you are a comic fan and you have read a lot of comics, you are really going to benefit from watching this show, is what I really felt as I was watching this show. So anyways, Loki and Sylvia, they're talking to Minute Lady, and she's telling them that, hey, we can give you everything you ever wanted. And they decide, no, we're not going to do that. And they instead meet this dude. I forget what his name. He who must not be named. He who has no name. I'm reading Harry Potter right now, so I was just getting some kind of Voldemort vibes. Even though this guy is nothing like Voldemort. He's kind of a goof? I don't know. It was really weird, this character. And the scenes that follow after this are kind of exposition dump. In the sense this guy kind of tells him everything. Kind of says what's going on somewhat. That's kind of a lot of this episode. There's a fight between Loki and Sylvia. Loki gets pushed back to the TVA, it looks like. Sylvia kills this dude. We see something's happening. Loki goes to talk to Mobius, and I forget what the one character's name, TB something or another, one of the guard girls. And it kind of ends. And that's it. Now, what I will say about this show is a lot of these episodes are kind of not much to talk about, in the sense it's this happens, this happens, this happens, that's the episode. A lot of talking happens, a lot of exposition happens, and I felt like a lot of this show kind of had lots of filler, particularly episode 3 and episode 6. Kind of just things happen. Not much is really explained or done, it's just things kind of happen. Crazy, kooky things happen throughout this show. And then we're kind of brought on to the next episode. And this episode just kind of ended with, hey, season 2 coming. So it's kind of hard for me to critique this last episode in the sense that not much happened. The series as a whole, I think I want to talk about more than anything. Now, I love what we're doing with the character of Loki. I love what these Disney Plus shows are doing. We're getting more of the character. We're finding out so much more of the character. This show, all 3 of these shows have kind of been therapy for characters, particularly WandaVision and this show. We're getting a lot of who the characters are and how are they dealing with their grief. Because at the end of the day, some of the things we don't realize in these Marvel shows, something I really liked about Black Widow in the opening credits of Black Widow, is the fact we are getting some dark stuff. And we're kind of getting how these characters deal with this dark stuff. And I like that. I like that we are going into who people are and how they deal with really awful things in their lives. Now, in comparison to how much I like this show compared to the others, I still think WandaVision is my favorite. It was so different, so unique, the way they went through each time period of TV, and then just how they dealt with Wanda and Vision together, and the mystery behind it all really enticed me. This show did some of the same things, but we got no answers, really, at the end of the day. I don't know much about the comics with Loki, so there's King the Conqueror, everyone's saying online. I don't necessarily know who that is. So it's going to be interesting for Season 2 to come. Falcon and Winter Soldier, for me, was one that I liked Falcon and Winter Soldier. The thing is about it that it felt very much like Winter Soldier and Civil War kind of together in a TV show form, so it wasn't unique. It felt like just another kind of Marvel movie, in a sense. Kind of the same way I felt with Black Widow. Black Widow felt very much like Winter Soldier and Civil War. And I think that's great for Civil War and Winter Soldier. But we've seen it twice now. Let's move on to something new and creative. What I really liked about Black Widow was like the first half where it was different. It was focusing on dealing with trauma past. And that's what I really liked, the parts with Loki. And Loki just had some moments, some episodes that it just kind of fell off the beaten path for me. It was setting up character development for sure. But, the episode where they're on a train and they're just kind of talking about things. And yeah, we find out Loki's bi. Woo! But not much happens. And for me, when it's only 6 episodes and it feels like, 2 out of the 6 episodes are just kind of filler, 70% of the show almost feels unneeded. I'm sure in the future, and season 2, if we get a season 3, 4, 5, it's going to be worth it. It's going to pay off. When you watch the whole series as a whole, I'm sure it's going to pay off. But right now, I don't know. It's a little disappointing. The show's still great. The special effects, the acting, all that fun stuff was great. I did not buy this whole Loki-Sylvia romance thing. That kiss felt extremely forced for me. Kind of worked because Sylvia just kind of pushed him into another dimension or whatever he's in now. Since Mobius and the guard have no clue who Loki is and are asking him who he is and yada yada yada. Both Loki and Black Widow, it's funny that they kind of end at the same time because I don't know what to feel about them. I need to watch them a couple more times, and I need to see what happens down the future. Black Widow even more, I just kind of feel about it because Black Widow's dead. Spoiler alert for Avengers Endgame. She's dead. We're not going to see any more of her. We're going to see her sister. I mean, I like her sister. It's really great. I hope we see more of Florence Pugh. We're going to see more of Florence Pugh. So I need to see what's going to happen down the line before I can really say if I fully love this show and Black Widow, or if I just thought it was At the end of the day, Loki was a good show. This episode, I would probably give like a 6 out of 10 to. It felt very much like the episode 3 in the sense it was a lot of exposition in my opinion and a lot of just character building. The show as a whole, I'm probably going to give like a 7 out of 10 to. WandaVision, I think I would give the show as a whole a 7 out of 10. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think I'd give a 7 out of 10 to. So they've all been about the same to me. The endings have been kind of disappointing. This one, it's hard to just kind of judge the ending of this last episode because nothing's answered. It's going to happen in season 2, hopefully, and more is going to come within season 2, season 3, however many more we get. Not much of a review because not much happened, but those are my thoughts on, Loki as a whole and Loki episode 6. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Space Jam 2 reviews, hopefully coming this week. Till then, I'll see you soon.